Hey there gardeners, Chris here. I wanted to have a look at what Birdies are calling the new small, short, boxed garden bed. This is like the old 6-in-1. Small being the smaller form factor beds, short meaning it's only a 370 millimeters tall or 15 inches, which is just their regular shorter garden bed size. They're all about that 370 mil mark. And obviously the 6-in-1 refers to the fact that you can assemble these in a lot of different ways. And we're gonna have a look at what's in the box. These are 80 bucks. When I first heard that they'd kind of changed the model line, I was a little bit dubious because basically the two big sizes that you're gonna get in this new kit is a 105 centimeter by 75 centimeter garden bed option or a 135 centimeter by 45 centimeter garden bed option. Now that's the two big options. There are some smaller options, some of which don't use all the panels. And generally speaking, I'm not a huge proponent of not using the panels unless they're going into another garden bed, which obviously needs to be the same brand. So that does give you more flexibility, but these are, from memory, a little bit smaller than the previous product that they offered that was just called the 6-in-1. This is a merino color, so that matches most of our garden beds. We do have a little bit of a mixture, and I'm hoping this product, this little small short Birdies garden bed, will fit between some of our bigger garden beds and actually fill some of the gaps that I foolishly created by thinking I needed to get a mower in between the ends of the beds, not between the rows, but between the beds themselves. So little sections in the rows that I didn't fill in. With these products, if you hold onto the box, I normally just put them in the bottom of the garden bed to help suppress weeds. In the box, you're getting this little plastic protector that goes around the top of the garden bed, and that's just the norm with what you get with these Birdie garden beds. One of the reasons I do like Birdie's products is that they're very, very well made. They're an Australian made product and we're getting 4 corners here. And so you can see it's kind of a 90-degree corner. These corners give the bed a lot of strength in all the other beds that I've had. And I'm assuming nothing's changed. You can guarantee they'll fall off the table if I just put them there. We also get instructions here which are pretty easy to follow. There are some little hints in there, but honestly, you can figure it out if you're even a little bit logical. We're getting a nice big bag of nuts and bolts and one of these little spanners that's designed to go onto the nuts. So I would recommend if you're putting one of these together that you use a little power tool. I use my little 12-volt Bosch power tool because that makes this really easy. One of the more time-consuming parts of this job is getting all of those nuts and bolts in place and getting everything tightened up. And a power tool just makes that much easier, and you'll probably get a better end result that won't fall apart, like nothing's going to come loose in the future. Okay, and then we've just got all of our panels here. So I'm guessing there's 6. There is 6. These are all the same size. And so that is how we get kind of our slightly different sizing of the garden bed. It just depends on how you join all your panels up together. And yeah, it's a pretty simple, pretty straightforward project. And the main thing that you need to have a think about is how you're going to put this bed together, really just so that you get the shape or the size that you want. Now, before we go any further, it is important to note that these panels on the outside, they do have a layer of protective plastic that you can peel off, or you should peel off, that just ensures they get to you in tip-top shape. And there we go, it's ready to go. We've got a little bit of plastic waste. I would say, generally speaking, taking the plastic off is the most time-consuming part of these jobs. We've got 10 panels. I'm not going to record me doing it because you don't need to see that. But one thing worthy of note Some of these panels do have the Birdies branding on them, which is a nice little touch. Included is this spanner, which is the equivalent of an 8mm. So you can also grab out a slightly fancier one if you want. I'm going to be using my little Bosch 12-volt drill because it's not overpowered for this job, but you still do need to be careful not to damage those bolts. And of course we've got the nut and the bolt, or it may be called a screw. This seems to take a PH1 screw fitting, I don't know, what do you call it, drill head? And that, as already stated, is an 8mm for the nut. Now, if you're not familiar with Birdies products, there's a number of reasons why I really like their garden beds. These panels have obviously a bent over lip on them, so really the only dangerous parts are, once it's assembled, the joins, which you've got this to protect. These are an Australian made product and they seem to be a much thicker metal panel than basically anything else that I've tested, which is very much appreciated because it just means you're getting a sturdier, higher quality garden bed. And from a structural perspective as well, they are a stronger bed. What does that also mean? It means that they're just gonna withstand the rigors of being gardened in. And I have abused my Birdies garden beds. I've dropped big buckets, probably with 30 kilos of stuff, onto the edges of them. Obviously they have deformed a little bit when I've done something that destructive and irresponsible, but I was easily able to keep using them, where some of the alternatives I've tried would not survive that. They've also got a deeper corrugation, which again gives these a lot more structural strength than a lot of the alternatives. As far as talking about the assembly options, the smallest way you could assemble this bed is just to use the 4 corners. And I think the measurement they gave for this size is 45 centimeters, so 450 mils. And obviously if you're just using 4 corners, you are going to end up with a 45 by 45 bed. It's going to be tiny. It is not going to be the best use of your money unless you're putting all of those panels into something else, which may well be possible. The one thing I will say about this particular garden bed, and I've put all of my nuts and bolts in this little container to keep them contained, this does not have any central supports, which as you get to larger beds, that does become more necessary. So obviously not necessary here, but if you're adding those panels in to another bed and making a super long bed, that may become a bit of a necessity. We're not going to put it together this way. What I will show you is I will start adding some of those panels, some of those flat panels to the corners, and we'll just have a little bit of a quick look at basically how it could be put together, I guess you'd say. Okay, so we're going to get started. We're just going to grab one of our corners and one of our flat panels. As you can see here, I've got the one with the Birdies logo on it. So if you want that in a specific location, you do need to keep that in mind when you're putting it together. We're going to put one of our bolts through the top and the nut goes on the inside. Why does the nut go on the inside? It's a cleaner look. And these also appear to be stainless nuts and bolts, which is very nice to see. Now, which way you put these panels, so whether you have the corner on the inside or the outside, obviously there's a little bit of personal preference there. The one thing I would say is if you're particular about details, make sure it's consistent and you should be happy with the end result. Now normally I would recommend doing all of those screws up hand tight until you get to the last piece and then assemble it all and then tighten. But because we're going to be trying out some of the different ways you can put these together, I am going to be tightening them as we go along just to make my life a little bit easier. But that is more of a secondary decision than how you should probably do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put two of these together and I'll give you a bit of a look at really what you can end up with. So hopefully this here gives you a little bit of an idea of one of the smaller assembly sizes. Again, we're not using all the panels, we're putting a single panel in the middle, and the result of that is that basically this would be a, I'm guessing 75 long by 45 wide. So 750 mils long by 450 wide. And still quite a small garden bed, but obviously in this very, very small size, it's going to have a lot of strength. I'm going to take some of these panels off and we're going to move on to the next step, which will be basically having a flat panel, a corner and another flat panel as we move on towards the 75 by 105 centimeter assembly, which will hopefully fit on this table, but it might not. So we've got our corner with a panel on each side, as you can see here, and that does expand out the size of the garden bed. So we'll do one more of those and then we'll be able to chuck those corners on and again have a little bit more of an idea of what size beds you can make with this. Okay, so now we have it in the square formation. As you can see here, I'm not leaving it in this, but I have put a couple of bolts in just so that I can move it around and give you an idea. We've got our Birdies logos there. And obviously it is just the same size or the same length on each side. And that is our 75 by 75. And yeah, we're still not using all of our panels. Hopefully that will give you a little bit of perspective, as obviously that's not quite half my height, but it gives you an idea of the planting size. We're going to chuck in the last panels. And at this stage, if you really wanted to quibble, you could say, well, we could put them in here or here, but you end up with the same dimensions. So it doesn't really make a difference, I would say, which of those options you take. Probably the best way to think about it is where have you got your Birdies logos so that they're going to be on display if they may be hidden and if you care about that at all. And the other thing to keep in mind is you probably want your Birdies logos the right way up, which I have done wrong on occasion. Okay, so final thoughts on the Birdies small short garden bed. These are 80 bucks. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I thought maybe they're a little bit on the small side, but actually, you know, looking at it, I think that 75 by 105 centimeters is pretty good. These are 370 tall, so about a third of a meter. The 75 across, or the 750 mils across, is a good arm's reach, even if you only have access from one side of the bed. Obviously, these are the shorter garden beds. The much taller garden beds, which are twice this height at 740 mils, they are better if you don't want to be leaning down, but that does up the cost significantly because there's basically twice the material involved in those garden beds. This is, to me, a pretty much perfect kind of option for people who either want small beds or are happy to string a whole heap of beds together, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's what I should have done when we first planned out our garden. There is 5 bolts on each join, which makes for very, very strong joins. It does mean you have to do up quite a lot of bolts, but that's okay. And the rigidity of this garden bed is a real standout. And so that is the short end, 75 wide, obviously with these rounded but fairly squarish corners. And then that is the long end, which is the 105. And you're getting a pretty decent amount of capacity in that garden bed. You'll be able to get plenty of stuff planted in. What are we talking about in feet? It's like 2.5 feet by, is it 3.5 feet? If you're thinking about square foot gardening, that may be a concern to you. And obviously again there, you can kind of use almost the joins as a little bit of a guide on this garden bed to figure out how you're going to divvy it up. So yeah, I'm really impressed. Obviously up to the usual Birdies, really high quality, and that's what we're after. And I'll be doing a video on putting this in, putting some plants in it, how I'm using it, all that kind of stuff, and final thoughts. But certainly just the build quality of the Birdies stuff is head and shoulders above anything else I've tested so far. Not that I've tested everything, but out of everything I have tested, so much better. And we went to buy another 1 or 2 of these because I need quite a few more in the garden, and they were sold out at Bunnings. But you can buy all this stuff directly from Birdies. And actually, interestingly enough, I saw an ad on Instagram for their new, not raised beds, what do they call them? They call them, anyway, they're a garden bed on legs. And so I actually ordered one because at the moment they're discounted. They're like 40% off or something. They're quite expensive normally, but that's a pretty decent price. I ordered one for my wife because I think she'll love it in the section of the garden where she grows all her seedlings. We can put a garden bed in there, which will be perfect because there's a lot of stuff she wants to grow that I'm a little bit snobby about putting in my sections of the garden. And so we'll get her some spots where she can just kind of experiment with the different stuff she wants to grow. She loves radishes for some reason. She wants to grow heaps of those, and I'm not that keen. But we've got one of those on the way, and as soon as it arrives mid-November, I'll be doing an assembly and then probably kind of more of a proper review video when we start using it on it as well. So stay tuned for that.